families. So what we're going to talk about is what is it going to take to win the Broadmoor? What is it going to take to win the Broadmoor? All right. And so to win the Broadmoor competition, first of all, we got to kind of get some of the facts about the trip. So this is what's going on. So Primerica is going to take 1,600 couples to this destination. 1,600, not 1,600 people, 1,600 couples, right? So that's going to be over 3,200 people that Primerica is going to take. I know somebody's like, what? Yes, this is true. They do this every 6 months. And so of the 1,600 slots that they have allocated for people to win this trip, 400 of those slots are going to be for the top investment producers, or we call securities producers. And then 1,200 are going to be for the top builders, people that basically, mainly specialize in recruits and premium. And so the contest period, it started in November of last year, 2021. And it's going through the end of May of this year, 2022. So from November through May, that is the contest period. And so this location is so, unique. It's so luxurious that they got to split this trip up into 3 different phases. They normally do 2 phases, but they're going to split this one up into 3 different phases. So whoever wins, you're going to be able to experience the property like it's meant to be experienced and get that prime level of service that they offer, right? And so the trip is going to be held in the month of August. You can see the dates here. We don't know what phase we're going to win. We'll just find out after the fact, right? And so, but you want to win it. So this is just some snapshots of what the property looks like. Man, they chefing that thing, hot air balloons going on. This is patio, the scenery. You got the Rocky Mountains in the background. When we went before, because Raheem and I, we've been fortunate enough to win this contest in the past. We did go white water rafting. Believe it or not, we did that. We went white water rafting, never done that before, but we did that. It was just a blast time. I don't know if we'll go again. I don't think I can be able to talk Raheem into going again. I think once might have been enough, but I'm game to go. If y'all go, if y'all want to go white water rafting, your boy will go with you. I'll go with you, right? And so that's what's going on there. And so let's talk about some of the things that, what is it going to take for you to win the Broadmoor contest? Look at this. I know we had some people that got the reset last month, and you're like, well, what do I need to do? I got the points. What do I need to do to stay on track to win this competition? Well, one thing that you want to understand is just some of the contest rules, right? Because you have to abide by these rules in order to be able to compete and win the contest. So there is a minimum, listen to this, premium requirement that you have to do in order to win this contest. I'm going to repeat that. There's a minimum life insurance premium requirement over the whole contest period that you have to do. So if you're a newly promoted regional vice president, hint, hint, you have to do a minimum of $17,500 in total base shop premium over the contest, a total of 17.5, right? So that is the premium requirement. That is the premium requirement for to be able to win the contest. 17,500 for a newly promoted regional vice president, basically a vice president that got promoted during the contest period. During the contest period, right? So now below the level of RVP, which is everybody that's on this call, you have to cumulative over the total contest period, do a total of $7,000 in personal life insurance premium over the contest. $7,000 in total personal life insurance premium over the contest to be able to compete to win the contest. All right. So there's a personal production requirement of 7,000, right? So that works out to about you're going to average, you break it over 7 months, that's a 7-month contest. You're doing basically, you're averaging about $1,000 in personal life insurance premium every month. Hopefully that makes sense. Then there is a minimum cash flow requirement, family. Come on, somebody. Because the company's like, you got to make a minimum amount of cash, and so for a newly promoted RVP, your cash flow minimum over that 7-month period has to be $14,000, which means that you should have made at minimum $14,000 over the 7-month period of this contest. If you are a regional leader, there's a minimum cash flow requirement for you of $10,500. So for my regional leaders that are out there, you're looking to win this contest, you got to have a minimum cash flow of $10,500 during the contest period. And then for my future regional leaders, anybody that is below the level of regional leader, like my division leaders, districts, and all those senior reps, there is no cash flow requirement for you. So the company doesn't require for you to make a minimum amount of cash during the contest period in order to be able to compete and win. All right. So this is important because you need to know these rules and to be able to check off these things if you're seriously trying to win. What else? This is what I'm telling you need to do. This is how you win the contest. It's less than 90 days now. I said next 90 days. This is including this month, the month of March, from March through May. What you need to be doing off the rip, you need to be averaging as a team 7 recruits and 7,500 in premium. That's what it's going to take. As a team, you and your organization, you and your team, you average 7 recruits and 7,500 in life insurance premium to be able to compete to win this contest. If you're doing that, then you got a shot at winning. What else? You need to maximize on any extra production points that are offered. Any extra builders production points that are offered, you need to be on top of that. You need to be running for it, because if you're doing those things, then I promise you, family, you're going to win this contest. Because if you're doing 7 by 7,500 and you're getting the extra points, that's a big deal. Now, here's the thing. I'm throwing this out there. The company just shot a text message out today. I don't know. Some of you guys hopefully got the text message. In order to get the extra builders production points for this month and probably for the next 2 months of the contest, you have to be registered for the Primerica convention to receive any extra points. Y'all ain't hear me. If you're not registered for the Primerica convention and you're doing the numbers and all the type of stuff, you will not get the extra builders production points if you're not registered for the convention. So the company is basically steering everybody towards the convention. Hey, if you want these extra points, you have to be registered for the convention. Well, Nick, how do I register? We're going to talk about that and during announcements. So you got to be registered. Just know that. Don't miss your points this month because you're not registered. All right. And then what else? What's going on this month? So this month, in the month of March, the company is giving, check this out, an extra 30,000 builders production points for each person on your team that gets a life insurance license, who passes their life insurance exam. So the normal formula is that you get 20,000 points per person that passes their life insurance exam or their securities exam, right? So you'll get points for that. But for this month and this month only, they're going to give you an extra 30,000 on top of that 20,000. So it's going to be 50,000 builders production points per person that you get to pass their life insurance exam this month. That's extra points. You need to be loading up on that, right? And so even if you're a person that's not licensed yet and you pass your life insurance exam this month, you have a chance to get those extra points, but you got to be registered for the Primerica convention in order to get those points. Y'all ain't hear me. That's what you got to do. All right. So make sure that you're doing everything that you can to not miss your points. And then, of course, they have this thing where they say, hey, if you qualify at your level, if you qualify at your level, well, if you're qualifying at your level, then you, check this out, you will be able to be able to get some extra points as well. Yep. You will be able to get those points. Hold on just a second, guys. Hold on just a second. I apologize. Hold on just a second.
Nick, we can't hear you anymore. Am I tripping?
No, we can't hear you.
Nick, we can't
We're
hear
gonna have to
you.
put it on this. We're gonna have to put it on the chat.
He said to hold on just 1 second. He said hold on just a second.
Oh, okay.
We'll be right back.
No, we still don't hear you, Nick.
What about now? Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we
All
can
right.
hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. All right, perfect. I don't know what happened. Okay, all right. Things are going crazy over here. The devil is a lie. All right, cool. So what I was saying is that getting those extra builders production points is key. So that's how you're going to win this contest to win the Broadmoor. All right. And so I think we got a couple of more things. This was one of those things. Look, getting 2 to 3 people licensed every month will also help you win the Broadmoor contest. If you are securities licensed, writing 5 new securities every month, getting 5 new securities applications open, that will help because securities count. Each securities that you do counts for 1,000 points. And then you got to watch the numbers every day. There's a whole scoreboard for you to watch. You got to watch the numbers every day. And that's what you need to do to lock in to win this contest. It's basically just over 60-day sprint to win this deal. And so you can master this month, close out strong in this next week and a half, almost 2 weeks, get as close to 7 by 7,500 as you possibly can, max out on any builders production points that are out there, and start loading up on getting people licensed. That's what's going to help you win the Broadmoor contest. All right. And you got a shot at winning. Oh, this is my guy. Here we go. For the win. There it is. You got a shot at winning. You do these things, I promise you that you got a shot at winning. All right. And so let's talk about what we really want to get into tonight, and that is picking back up where we left off a few weeks ago with our power of prospecting. And so yeah, and so this is going to be more so something that I talk about. Like I said, some of what I'm going to be talking about tonight, Shanita, is going to be uncomfortable with some people. You know, they're going to be looking at it like, oh, Lord, man, okay, what is he talking about? Yeah, but I'm telling you, what I'm going to talk to you about tonight, this is a way that if you really want to get some things going in your business, it could be helpful for you to get some things going. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to keep doing this, but it is a way to start building your business if you're at a certain place where you feel like you need a jump start, right? And so winning with prospecting, we talked about in the past, 5 ways to get contacts for your business, right? So these were the 5 ways that we talked about getting contacts for your business, doing a phone dump. I know a lot of you guys did that. You've had some success doing the phone dump. Keep doing it because you probably haven't worked through your entire phone yet, right? So doing the phone dump, going from A to Z, just writing people down, putting them in 3 different categories. Man, these are people who who are potential clients, potential recruits, potential referral sources, writing those people down, getting emergency contacts and beneficiary contacts. We talked about that. Collecting referrals. We went through that. Well, what we're going to talk about tonight is face-to-face prospecting. When you're meeting people face-to-face and you're looking to get their contact information or schedule an appointment with them. This is where a lot of people just feel a little bit uncomfortable. Now, here's the deal. What I'm going to talk to you about tonight, This is not the primary way to build your business, but this is a way to go about getting some momentum going in your business. I'll be honest with you guys, for those who don't know my story, what I'm about to share with you is part of the way that I built my business, but I'm gonna do a variation of it. I'm not gonna share the method that I did it because I think that there's a better way to go about it, in a more defined way to go about it. But this is the way that I had to go out and build my business because I didn't have a big warm market. I didn't know a lot of people that were in the market for what we needed when I first started the business. I was single, no kids. I was about 26, 27 years old. I was just really starting out. And so I didn't have a big, and I was living in a city. I was living in a city that was not my hometown. So I didn't have all these existing personal relationships. And I'd been in that city for less than 2 years. And so I was still building a network, so to speak. But I will say this is that I did it. I did it. Even when I uprooted from that city and moved here to Houston, which is where I am right now, I had to do it all over again. And so let me ask this question, and you don't have to come off mute, but just maybe, you can use the reaction emojis or just show of hands. Who in here you feel that, man, I've kind of talked to the people in my warm market and them jokers ain't trying to do nothing. Or the ones that have done something, they've already busted a move. And now I'm just kind of out here looking to create some new ways to get in front of people. Who just raise your hand if you that person to where you got to get creative. Like yep, I'm seeing the hands go up. The people who I thought were my ride or dies, and I might be able to count on them for a policy or maybe even join me in business. They didn't quite necessarily pan out. I mean, I've pretty much exhausted my warm market. Well, okay. All right. For those people, I got you. I'm seeing the reactions and things like that. This is something that you can do that you have control over now, this isn't the only thing. This isn't the only thing. There are some other things that you can do, but this is one thing that you can do that I think that if you do it and you do it consistently, it will pay off. It will pay off. All right. If you do it and you do it consistently, it will pay off. Now, I'm going to say it again. It might feel and seem a little uncomfortable, right? But it's needed. It's necessary. So let's talk about face-to-face prospecting, right? Face-to-face prospecting. All right. So these are some tips for face-to-face prospecting. First of all, let me say what face-to-face prospecting is. Face prospecting is when you are out and about and you see somebody over here and you say, you know what, I'm going to walk up to him, her, or them to share with them what it is that I do with the intent of getting their contact information so I can follow up with them later and call them and hopefully schedule an appointment with them to do a presentation. Or I'm going to talk to them and look to schedule an appointment with them while I am in front of them so I can show them what I'm doing to impact families in the community. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? When I say face-to-face prospecting, give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying, right? See, I lost half the room right there, Mom. They like, walk up to somebody I don't know? Yes. So let me say this. If you haven't realized it yet, when you join Primerica, and Sean knows this, you are a business owner. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know it doesn't smell like it. I know it don't seem like you're a business owner, but you have started a business. This is crazy. Somebody's singing. Hold on. Hold on a second. All right, there we go. Hey, the spirit was moving. Hold on a second now. Somebody felt it in their shana. There it is. Okay, here we go. All right, so you have started a business. You have started a business, whether you know it or not, right? And so what is okay, if you think about it, anybody who starts a business, if you started a daycare center, if you open up a restaurant, if you started a personal training, fitness business, whatever the case may be, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to advertise. You're going to put it out there. This is what I'm doing. Come patronize, support, use the services or the products of my business. You have to put it out there. I am open for business. Primerica's different. We don't do any formal advertising. There's no commercials. There's no radio spots. There's nothing. Who does the advertising? You do the advertising in a way that you can advertise for your business. And I know we live in a technology age and stuff. I get it. We live in a technology age, but a way that you can, a very inexpensive but effective way that you can advertise for your business is by just you being out there, sharing your story, meeting people, what I like to call, listen to this, campaigning for financial independence. What we doing? We're campaigning for financial independence. Y'all know we in election season, right? It's a midterm election. We just had the primaries and stuff like that. Did y'all get out and vote? Y'all didn't even get out and vote, man. Shame on y'all, man. Anyway, hopefully y'all got out and voted. I'm joking. Hopefully you did that. But let me tell you something. People are canvassing, putting literature on your door, on your car. You're hearing radio spots. People are posting up places and saying, hey, come meet the candidate for this position, that position, all that type of stuff. Why? They are campaigning for office. Well, in the same way, family, you have to make a decision that you're going to campaign for financial independence, because financial independence is not going to fall in your lap. By you starting a business, you got to get out there. You gotta shake hands and you got to kiss babies and let people know this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. This is how I can be a blessing to you. This is why you should work with me. Let me say, you're campaigning for financial independence. That is your job. Now you can campaign different ways through social media. You can campaign, through referrals. You can do group meetings, all that. But I'm telling you right now, face-to-face prospecting, even though it's one of the most uncomfortable things that some people don't like to do, is still one of the most effective because you have direct contact with people, right? Are y'all with me on this? I'm just trying to sell y'all on it, right? All right, perfect. So check this out. I'm gonna give you some tips for cold prospecting. I'm gonna give you some tips for face-to-face prospecting. If you're gonna be out there campaigning for financial independence, face-to-face prospecting, you need to dress and carry yourself like a financial professional. You need to dress and carry yourself like a financial professional. I know sometimes we can get caught out there. We may be we just got through working out or whatever the case may be. You still need to carry yourself like a professional. You need to carry yourself like a professional. But if you can help it, if you know you're going to go out and you're going to be in the position where you can talk to people, you're going to be around a bunch of people, dress the part. Because am I right or am I right? Our people, our community of people, when you run up on them and you talk to them, are they watching you to see if you look the part? Are they looking you? Okay. Yeah, man, I do investments, and they looking at you like, do his makeup or do her makeup look like a person that like what they picture in their mind is somebody that does and deals with money? Do your nails look like somebody? Y'all ain't hearing me, man. Do your shoes look like somebody that deal with money? So you have to dress the part and carry yourself as such, as a financial professional. That's important, right? What else? This is a new one. And this is what I'm standing behind. When you're going to be out there face-to-face prospecting, family, I humbly submit to you, prospect only for life insurance clients. What? Yes. Prospect only for life insurance clients. But Nick, I'm trying to recruit and build my team. I need some more licensed agents. I'm trying to build distributions. I got you. I got you. And guess what? Still prospect only for life insurance clients. Because by you prospecting only for life insurance clients, Shadrika, you're going to find people that want to join you in business. Shanita, I promise you that. But here's the deal. when you prospect people as life insurance clients and they say, yes, I want to meet with you, it ain't no question what y'all gonna talk about. Am I right or am I right? In the time that you're gonna spend, if you meet with that person, it's gonna be a high probability that you gonna get paid. And guess what Nick and Rahima want you to do? Say it with me. We want you to get paid. So prospect only for life insurance clients. Only. Nick, man, it was a sharp couple. I want them to join my team. Great. Make them a life insurance client first, then recruit them on the back end. If you're face-to-face, y'all ain't hearing me. Because you know what? You get your hopes all up, man. I'm gonna try to recruit this couple and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. You meet with them and you just going and blowing. Have you ever, power of having a life insurance license, investment license, best kept secret in America? Have you been to a funeral before? How much you think I made for 1 hour's worth of work? I know, just take a wild guess. You own that thing, man. You going through it, man, and then they tell you, man, let me think about it. And you done already spent the hour with them trying to convince them to join the business. And now you're trying to shift gears and pivot and say, well, man, I want to do a wealth builder with you. Now you got to try to get them on another appointment so you can maybe do a wealth builder and close some business. Then you might lose them. And that could have been a viable candidate for you to close some life insurance business with on the first appointment. Y'all ain't hearing me. On the first appointment. Because if you prospected them for life insurance face to face and they say, yeah, we want to talk to you about what? About life insurance. The first meeting, you can go through it with them and you might close a sale and say, man, you know what, man, what do y'all do? I see y'all do for a living. Have y'all ever thought about doing something on the side? Babe, we were just talking about that. Now they just saw how easy it was what you did. Then you could talk to them on the back end about, I'm just talking about if you're face-to-face prospecting. Only prospect for life insurance because we want you to get paid. All right? Are y'all with me on that? Give me a thumbs up. All right? You're going to recruit. I promise you that. You're going to get some recruits. You're going to get some quality recruits out of that deal. But you also going to get paid until you find them quality recruits. You're going to get paid until you find those quality recruits. What else? Use a life insurance flyer and a prospecting script. Use a life insurance flyer and a prospecting script. I don't hand out business cards. If you hand out business cards, that's fine. If I'm going to go out prospecting and I'm prospecting for life insurance, I have a nice flyer. It is a quarter size sheet flyer. I recommend that you have one too. Don't hand out a big full sheet, 8.5 by 11. You slapping it on them. The wind hitting them as you throwing it at the flyer. Like, no, little quarter size sheet deal on card stock, glossy card stock, hand them the flyer. And then you use your prospecting script. That's what you do, right? So have a script on deck and then have a flyer to hand them. Don't hand them a card. Don't be trying to hand them a brochure or nothing like that. No, a nice little card stock, quarter size sheet, just as an introductory piece on what it is that you're out here doing. And we'll get to what to say here in a minute, right? So use a life insurance flyer and prospecting script. Also prospect up, not down. Prospect up, not down. What does that mean? Prospecting up means that you're prospecting people that are on your level or above your level. It's easy to prospect somebody that is beneath your station. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It is typically we go for the low hanging fruit, people that we feel need what we have to do. And oh my gosh, you just want to make sure that you're prospecting qualified people that they look, move, and respond like you, right? I'm just going to kind of leave it there. I think y'all know what I'm saying. Prospect, because we have a tendency to go for, if you're a 7, as far as just 7, that's your level, you're a 7. It's easy to prospect 5s and 4s because you feel that they'll listen to you, that you have It's hard for a 7 to prospect a 8 or a 9 or a 10. You kind of stay away from them people. You're intimidated by them. Oh, they look like they got it all. Oh man, they might ask me, I'm just uncomfortable. I'm telling you, you will do better and you will have more success by prospecting up and not down. All right? Prospect up, not down. If you're going to be out face-to-face prospecting, and if it's a regiment that you want to follow, you need to have a daily or weekly goal for number of contacts that you get. You need to have a daily or weekly goal for number of contacts that you get. If I'm going to go out and face-to-face prospect,
Because I got a question
need to have
for
a
you.
goal. Yes, sir.
Now, I want you to, if you don't mind, when you was talking about recruiting up, maybe people haven't heard this the first time, but like people, can you unpack what type of people, what that looks like on a day-to-day person?
I mean, you look, it's the people that are the qualified people that if you see them out and about, it might be a married couple together. It might be a sister or a brother that has their kids with them, right? You know, they look like, you know, that they're not wearing their struggle, for lack of a better way to put it. You know, now I understand, man, there are some people that look the part that they broke it in the 10 Commandments. I get it. But we want to make sure that, you know, that people pass the eye test. People pass the eye test because we do have a qualified market that we want to be in. And then as you talk to people, you'll figure out if they check off all the boxes, if they are married, well, if they're employed full-time between the age of 25 and 55, married, has a kid that's under the age of 19, is a homeowner. All of those things are great attributes to have. The more of those things that they have, the better they are as a candidate to buy life insurance from you. All right. And so let me tell you something. The best way to say it is that go out and face-to-face prospect, and you will soon discover one way or another if you have been prospecting up or if you've been prospecting down. That's the best way to put it. You just got to, I'm just sharing it with you so you say, ain't nobody ever told you that. But look, you probably gonna do like I did, because human beings, we like to take the path that we feel that is of least resistance. So you're gonna do probably some prospecting down just because it's gonna be your nature to do it. It's what you're gonna be comfortable with. And so, but you'll find out that, yeah, your time will be better served by just going ahead and allowing yourself to get uncomfortable and prospecting up, right? Definitely doing that. And so, let me get to this part right here, the daily goal, weekly goal. And when you're prospecting a person, this is a key question here. And we kind of pulled this from Senior National Sales Director Joe Ward. Because when you're face-to-face prospecting, you got a person that is showing some interest in what it is that you got to talk about with life insurance. Go ahead and look to schedule the appointment right then with them. You say, hey man, when's the best day for us to meet via Zoom, later today or tomorrow? You know, put that alternative choice out there. That way it creates some urgency for you to get back with them. When is the best day for us to meet via Zoom, later today or tomorrow? Man, people can meet via Zoom anytime. You know, they can meet with you at Zoom like late at night. They can meet with you early in the morning because you don't have to physically come to the house. They don't have to go anywhere. It's on Zoom. They can jump on Zoom on their phone. Y'all get what I'm saying? And so just ask. You just never know. You might have somebody that says, yeah, I'll meet with you. Cool. Let's do it. We can meet later tonight. I'll be at home by 7:30. Are you going to be available? Yeah, I'll get well. We can jump on Zoom real quick. How long is it going to take? Take about 30, 45 minutes. Cool. We can get on at 8 o'clock tonight. You just never know unless we ask. Unless we ask. So ask that question when you're out and about in your cold prospecting and face-to-face prospecting. All right. And then this is one thing that I want to put out there. You need to expect to meet with maybe, I should say 1 to 3 prospects out of every 10 people that say they're interested, but I'll say 2 to 3 of them. Out of 10 people that you get contact information from, and they maybe You get their phone number, or you schedule an appointment with them. You're probably going to meet with about 2 to 3 of them. I know you like, well, what happens to the other 7? Man, who shot Biggie? Who shot Pac? We don't know. We don't know who shot Biggie or shot Pac. You know, I was just watching a movie the other day. They got a whole movie about who shot Biggie. And they tried to tie it into the Pac thing. They say the gangs had something to do with it. I don't know. Somebody told me Pac was still alive in Cuba. I don't know. He faked the whole thing. It's a mystery, y'all. It's a mystery that's not even worth pursuing. You're not worried about the 6, 7, 8 people that don't show up. You're only focused on the 2 to 3 out of the 10. But now that you know those numbers, just focus on who's going to be your 2 to 3. Now, if your ratios are better than that, you might just have this amazing personality that people gravitate towards, and they might want to buy insurance from you right there in the checkout line of Target. If that's you, man, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? We need 50 of you, right? So your ratios might be, Nick, for every 10 people that I talk to, I sit down with 6 or 8 of them. Man, let's go. Let's get it. That's awesome. But for all of us earthlings, it's going to be 2 to 3 people out of 10. I'm just telling y'all, man. That's just what it's going to be. But now that you know the numbers, you don't need to get frustrated, because some people are never going to answer the phone. Some people, you know, when you do get them on the phone, they're not going to be interested. They're going to be too busy to meet with you. Then some people are, you know, they just going to say, man, it's going to be the wrong number. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting things that happen. Some people are going to be acting like they don't remember you. Where we meet at? I just met you earlier today. What are you talking? Anyway, people going to constantly be telling you to call them back. Once they find out it's you, yeah, man, I'm busy. Call me back. It's going to be that. But it's going to be about 2 to 3 people out of 10 that's going to be like, yeah, I remember you. Yeah, man, I'm sure. When can we meet? Zoom, right? And they're going to meet you via Zoom. 2 to 3. All right. And then, of course, the numbers just kind of work out from those 2 to 3. You'll close about 50% of those. Are y'all with me? All right. So let's get to some other things as it relates to that, and then we can really have some fun. Remember, consistency beats spectacular. Remember that consistency beats spectacular. So what do I mean by that? I know, you know, sometimes you can go out and you can collect, you know, 10, 15, 20 names in one day, and that is spectacular. But if you're still looking to get things going in your business, you got to be consistent. You cannot be a home run hitter when it comes to face-to-face prospecting, to where you feel that one good day of prospecting is going to make your business. No, you got to be consistent. You got to say, great, I had a spectacular day yesterday, but I'm going to be consistent. I'm not going to abandon ship. I'm going to keep going out there. I'm going to keep getting numbers until the results that I'm looking for shows up. And I can get out of this face-to-face market into more of a warm market. All right, y'all with me? All right, consistency beats spectacular. Being consistent is everything. Most people don't do this long enough to see the results. I'm going to repeat that. Most people are not strong enough to do this long enough to get the results. You have to be strong, and you have to have an attitude of expectation that as I'm sowing, I'm going to reap a harvest. I'm going to reap a harvest, right? And so, what else? All right, what do we say? So this is the flyer that I use right here. This is a life insurance flyer. We got this from, I think they might be NSDs right now, National Sales Directors. I know they're senior vice presidents, but I want to go out on a limb and say they're national sales directors, George and Princess Mitchell out of Sacramento, California. I think they're like $600,000 earners, but they came down and George shared his prospecting script, and it's been something that we've been endorsing ever since that he came down and did it. But instead of sharing a business card, this is the quarter sheet flyer that I talked about, and it says, "Hey, do you have enough?" And it's life insurance, and in this little circle, you can put your contact information, your community financial services rep, your name. If you want to put your phone number here, even your license number. So it make it real official, right? You got your life insurance license number on here, right? Then it says protect your family's legacy today. Custom and affordable plans available with possible same-day approval. Hashtag no GoFundMe. Hashtag no fish fries. Hashtag no barbecue dinners. That's just to kind of like have fun with it a little bit. But you pass this to people. This is what you say. When you roll up on somebody, you see somebody, you say, oh man, that's a nice couple that I see. I see they have 2 young kids. You stroll over and you walk up to them, you say, hey, excuse me, family, you know, do you mind if I share one of these with you? And you look to hand them the flyer. They'll take the flyer. And then this is what you say. Hey, I'm the life insurance agent who services this area. I normally get most of my clients through referrals, but unfortunately, I've just started to see a lot of GoFundMe pages pop up when people pass away. Have you guys noticed that? And what that does, that starts a conversation. And they're going to say, if they're the right people, they're going to say, yeah, man, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've seen that a lot. Absolutely. So now you got a dialogue going. And this is where you take it. And some of you guys have seen me do this before, but it's always good to see it reinforced. Look, right, we've all seen it before, and it's unfortunate. So that's why I've decided to keep these flyers with me so I can just touch the community a little bit more. If you don't mind, I just wanted to ask, when was the last time that you guys thought about life insurance? You continue, hey, now you're taking a step further in the conversation, and you see how they respond. They say, man, we thought about it. We actually were talking about it. It's a joy when you find people to say, we were just talking about it. Or, man, we haven't talked about it in a while, but we know that it's important. And so you're just getting a conversation. You're kind of getting a feel for the person. And I know that you're about to pass out. You're like, Lord Jesus, oh man, you're about to pass out because it's so uncomfortable to you to actually talk to people about what it is you're doing. Oh my gosh, I have this license. I studied for it. I took a test and I actually passed it. And my state issued me a license. How dare Nick ask me to actually do something with it? I just wanted the license and to be able to be a part of a positive group. Now he's actually talking to me about doing something with this license. Oh my God. And he's telling me what to say. Oh my goodness. He actually wants me to help people in the community with this license. Why not, man? Why not? Hey, look, you're campaigning for financial independence. This is you trying to get somebody's vote. I need you to vote for me. And you say, hey, I decided to keep these flyers with me so I can touch the community more. I wanted to ask, when was the last time you thought about life insurance? Guys, you're just having a conversation with your constituents, right? Then they'll say their deal. When you see that WFA, that just means wait for answer. Wait for answer, right? So you wait for that answer. And then you say, let me ask you a question. This is what you say after they said, when the last time you thought about life insurance, whatever they say, let me ask you a question. God forbid you passed away and didn't come home tomorrow. Let's keep it 100. Would your family's lifestyle be better or would it be worse? And see, this is you having a real conversation with somebody. It ain't too heavy, but it's a good conversation. And I'm telling you, the more that you showcase your personality in this, you might ad lib a little bit. Y'all might crack a joke here and there. And then, you know, kids might be running, girl, get up. I got him. You go get the kid back. Oh no, they trying to get away from you. Like, I know that they were, hey, I know, listen, I know y'all ready to go. Y'all probably ready to go get something to eat. Listen, I just got one question for you. Let me ask you this, just real talk. God forbid, and then you say this, you know, you're just having fun. You're having a conversation. Let me ask you a question. God forbid you passed away and didn't come home tomorrow. Let me know this. Would your family's lifestyle be better or worse? And they'll probably say, it'd probably be worse, you know. And you say, look, I want you to know that I view my business as a ministry. And because I take an educational approach, I would love to get your number, schedule a time to meet with you via Zoom, to interview to be your life insurance agent. Oh my gosh. I want to interview to be your life insurance agent. Who does that? I want to interview to be your agent. I chose you. I want to give you a chance to interview me. I want to interview with you to be your life insurance agent. And check this out. This is how you tie a bow on it. You say, of course, you're not obligated to buy anything, but it will give you a chance to get more educated about what your options are. How does that sound? Would that be okay? Would you be open to that? And if you say that to the right person, Marcellus, they're gonna say, yeah, sure, cool. Sounds good to me. Yeah, no problem. Awesome. And then this is what you do. Constance already ahead of me. She like, yep, she already know what I'm about to show. Then you say, great. But when's the best time we can meet via Zoom? Later today or tomorrow? Y'all like how I did that? See, we tie it all in. Later today or tomorrow. And guess what? You might mess around and schedule an appointment or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10. And you might mess around and find somebody that say, I want to buy some life insurance from you. Are you sure you want to buy some life insurance from me? Yes, I want to buy some life insurance from you. I want you to be my agent. I want you to be in charge of protecting me and my family in case I die. And you do that application for them, you submit that bad boy, and Primerica gonna have the nerve to cut you a check. And all of that happened in a matter of 45 minutes. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen. Check this out. But there's some combinations you're gonna get when you out there. Because I know somebody like Nick, I've tried that. They don't say that stuff to me. They're mean to me when I go out there and I try to campaign for financial independence. They don't say those things. They give me all kinds of objections. All right, I got you. Now, this is where I'm gonna need the field trainer's help. And I'm not gonna call on anybody in particular, but I want you to chime in and just share with the team, what would you say, or what are some things, how would you respond if you got these objections? Guys, it ain't nothing but a couple of objections that you're gonna get when you're out in the field, when you're doing this face-to-face prospect. Not everybody's gonna say yes. There are gonna be people that say some weird stuff to you, but that weird stuff is either gonna be exactly this, or it's gonna be some version of what I'm gonna show you. Does everybody have it? It's gonna be some version of this, right? These are the common objections that you're gonna get. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. If you get somebody that says that they are not interested, it's not your job to convince them and to make them interested. I'm going to repeat that. You don't have some type of debate with them in the baby food aisle of Walmart about why they need life insurance. It is your job to say, well, hey, man, I appreciate your time. Listen, if you change your mind, you have my flyer, it has my contact information on it. Just feel free to give me a call. God bless you. That's what you do to people who say, I'm not interested. Do I have y'all's word that y'all won't show up on the news because y'all done got into a daggum disagreement with somebody at Target over some life insurance, and they done put you and the person out because y'all got a little too loud debating about how they don't care enough about their family and how you gonna have this baby in your arms? You ain't, don't do it. If a person tells you that I'm not interested, keep it moving. Easy enough. Now, this is where I'm going to need the field trainer's help. Next objection. I already have life insurance through my job. You will get that. You will get that. People will say that. I already have life insurance, but I have life insurance through my job. What is your response to that? Field trainers, anybody, raise your hand so I can call on you, whatever. What would you say if somebody said, I already have life insurance through my job? You're standing in front of them face to face. How would you respond to that? Who we got? Who came off mute? Is that Kui? All right, talk to us, Kui. What would you say?
Man, I love when people say that, man. They be like, hey, man, I already got life insurance in my job. I said, man, that's good. When was the last time you seen that policy at your job, though? They be like, man, I don't even know. I said, that's a good question. So more than likely, if you haven't seen it, how do you really know if you have it? They be like, oh man, that's a good question. They be like, man, I never thought of it like that. Because here's the thing. Everybody might have life insurance on their job and you're not paying for it, but really they don't see the fine print. And so what happens is we're able to provide that value when we communicate with them about, hey, listen, what I want to do is take the time to sit down and give you a complimentary plan, because from scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how would you rate your desire to being debt-free, property protected, or financial secure? And all of them gonna say a 10. So that's my giving. So they be like 10. So yeah, cool, 10. I say, here's my information. What's yours? And then that's how you got them. You schedule the wealth builder with them, and you go ahead and go from there. Because what happens is you have to provide value with people in order to see you as a value, right? Because they really don't have value in life insurance because they don't even know what they have. And so if they don't know what they have, you already provided a value by giving education, right? That's what I do when I say that.
All right, cool. I love it. You basically creating the question of when was the last time you seen your policy, right? When was the last time you seen your policy? Most people have not seen their policy because they don't give them a copy of a policy. That's a good response. Anybody else? You got a variation of that. What would you say? This is for the field trainers. What would you say? Somebody tells you you're out there, you meet them, they say, hey, I got coverage through my job. What would be your response?
This is Sean. I'd say, so if that job went away tomorrow, where does your life insurance go? If you don't have it, you're in trouble, and you don't want to wait too late in life to get it. So I'd love to be able to share more with you.
That's awesome. That's a good one. That is a good one. It begs the question, if you leave that job, whether it's voluntary or involuntary, what happens to that policy? It goes away as well. Guys, hopefully you guys are taking notes. These are all great responses. Good things to give back to a client that's going to give them value and create value, and why they should be meeting with you. Give me one or two more. How would you guys respond? Somebody say field trainers. What would you say?
All right, this is Super J. So when people say I have group in our insurance through the employer, I just kind of let them think about it a little bit and kind of raise their awareness in terms of the people that are passing away every day on the news, right? A lot of them have jobs, right? And I'm like, have you ever heard the news say that X, Y, and Z company actually took care of this family with the insurance, right? They didn't have to raise a GoFundMe program. And they like, nah, I ain't never seen nothing like that. And I'm like, exactly. I was like, every job comes with insurance. It's like buying a pair of tennis shoes. It comes with shoestrings, right? But the thing is you can't depend on that life insurance because you don't own the policy. But do you expect it to pay out if you passed away? They'd be like, well, yeah. Well, how can you depend on something if you don't have the policy? You need something outside your job that you own, right? And so it's just kind of letting them know, hey, I'm out here raising awareness and getting people the information that they need, right? Because the job, they're not educating people on their life insurance. And so when you tell them like that, and hit them with that piece, they like, man. And then sometimes I tell them about the church. I mean, I wouldn't do all that, but I'm just saying, just another way to think about it. Like, churches passing collection plates for people passing away. They're not saying, hey, this so-and-so, sister so-and-so, brother so-and-so passed away. Their job actually took care of this family. So we don't have to get the collection plate passed around. But they're still trying to do chicken dinner, still trying to raise money, right? So just letting people know, like, yeah, you have this life insurance on your job, but can you really depend on it? And so you're creating that value gap so that you can feel it.
Raising awareness. I love it. Great job. Excellent. Excellent. All right, man. We got room for one more. Who else?
Nick is still teaching, like what Super J and Q was saying. Some people don't know when they leave out of their human resource office saying that they got insurance. One is right. You're not going to get no policy because it's a group insurance policy. And you're only as good as being in a group. And one thing a lot of people don't know, like I worked at Metro, and they tell you they had $50,000 coverage on you, but the policy was actually worth 300,000. So if something was to happen to you while you were employed there, the $250,000 is called a valuable employee replacement policy. The job is the biggest benefactor. That's why you don't get a policy. So the 250,000, they're really making money off of you if you were to pass away, if you were at work. And even with the $50,000 policy that they have on you, if you keep reading the little brochure that they give you, the only thing that's guaranteed to your family is 10,000. And once you get, like, if you dealing with, especially if you dealing with some of your employees, I mean, some of your coworkers, trying to get them and their family covered, you have to go all the way around the block teaching them, because they don't know that. All they know is they got a job. So when you try to explain that to them, then they looking at you, oh, I didn't know that. I said, well, the reason you don't have a policy is because it's a group policy, and you're only as good as being in a group. If you get fired tomorrow, you don't have anything. And then I just let them know, even if you stay with the company, your family needs to be covered. So you always need outside insurance. And they look at you, and some of them, well, I'm not leaving here no time soon. And next thing you know, you're going to one of their funerals. And that's the sad part. You have to re-educate all of them, because they don't understand. The company don't tell you everything. They just tell you that we have a policy on you.
And let me jump in right there, is because we got to understand that 9 times out of 10, people saying that they got 5 times their salary, they didn't do any underwriting, and if you pass away, they just gonna willingly cut a check to your family with no questions asked. It just, y'all mean to tell me that everybody that had a GoFundMe account raising money for their burial, that they didn't have jobs? That they didn't have jobs? Most of the people who got a GoFundMe, they family got a GoFundMe to bury them, they were working somewhere. And where they were working, guess what they had? They had a group life insurance policy. Y'all ain't hearing me. Now, this is just us talking. You got to be able to package that up and present it to a person in a digestible way to get them to, you say, okay, I see what you're saying. Let's go ahead and meet. But the most common objection you're going to get is that one right there. I already have insurance on my job. So be ready for it. Be ready for it. Already have your response on deck. All right? Already have your response on deck. So that's the first objection. The second objection that you're going to get, you may have already guessed it, is I already have life insurance outside of my job, right? And for this one, this is one that I want to ask you guys, or this is one I want to share with you guys. When people say they already have life insurance coverage outside of their job, man, y'all check the chat. Man, the chat is full of game. Look at the chat, man. People are putting things in the chat, man, that y'all need to know. This is all ammo that's being given that you can use when you're out there talking to people about what's happening. So somebody says, hey, I already have insurance outside of my job. Okay, great. This is what I ask people. Man, that says a lot about you. I don't meet a lot of people that already have a policy outside of their job. That lets me know that you value that area of your life. Let me ask you a question, though. Do you have the good kind of life insurance, or do you have the bad kind of life insurance? You got the good kind or the bad kind? They're going to be like, I don't know. What's the good kind? Well, do you have the type to where you not only have life insurance and a savings, and then you can borrow against your policy and it accumulates cash value, something like that. You got that kind? They're gonna be like, yep, I sure do. That's the one I got. Yeah, that's the bad kind. Yeah, that's the bad kind right there. See, I don't start with the term when I be like, yeah, okay, well, okay, you got the good kind of bad kind. I think I got the good kind. I don't know. I don't know what's the good kind. Well, let me tell you what the good kind. Okay, so you got the type that you have insurance. You also got a savings with it. It accumulates cash value. You can borrow against it. Yep, that's the one I got. I got that one 10. Yep, good. Well, that's really the bad kind. That's for real. Yeah, let me tell you why. And then you kind of give them a brief explanation and say, look, I would love to show you more about that, but I want to meet with you to do it. And I think you'll be surprised. And I think you'll thank me later. And so I just asked them a question. In most objections, when you're overcoming objections, they should start with you asking a question. You can present information to people, but ask a question first to bring them closer into you. Then you give them your information, your education. Ask them a question first. All right. Great, man. You got insurance. That's awesome, man. That lets me know the type of person you are. You value that area of your life. Let me ask you something. You got the good kind or the bad kind? I don't know. What's the good kind? Okay, you got the kind that where you give the little features of the whole life policy, that accumulates cash value, to where, you not only have insurance, but it got a savings to it. You can borrow against it if you need the money. The money's there. It's tax-free on it. Yeah, that's the one I got. Do that. Yeah, that's the bad kind. And you hit them with that. And then you come back with what it is that you're going to tell them. And so I know that there's other responses that are out there. Just for the sake of time, I'm gonna run through these real quick. This is another objection. I think my mama or my grandmama already got a policy on me. Lord have mercy. When you run across somebody like that, this is what you need to do. Listen to me, guys. Are y'all listening to me? When you run across somebody that say, I think my mama got a policy on me already, I want you to take your belt off right there. And I want you to whoop them right there in the, no, I'm joking, y'all. Don't do that. Any grown person that's talking about my mama got a policy on me, I want you to just ask them, what you say? Repeat what you just said real slow. No, I'm joking. Don't do that. That's what I'll be wanting that. Shanita, that's what I'll be wanting to say to him. I say, okay, I want you to just really say what you just said back to me real slow and listen to the words that are coming out of your mouth. I think my mama. How old are you? 40 years old. I think my mama. How many kids you got? I got 3 kids. Are you married? Yes. And I think my mama has a policy on. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah. So if somebody says, hey, my mama is beneficiary on the policy, or my mama has a policy on me, I said, well, great, man, your mom's probably the beneficiary on that policy, but you have kids, you have a spouse, things like that. You're of the age right now that it's probably best for you to go ahead and get a policy on yourself. Why? Because your mom probably has enough coverage. I see this all the time. Your mom or your grandmother, whoever has a policy, they probably have enough coverage just to bury you. Well, you have more responsibilities that need to be addressed besides just your funeral. You don't know that yet. And I know that there's comfort somewhat in knowing that somebody has a policy on you until I show you what your real insurance need is. And then you'll be able to see why you yourself need to own a policy. We need to meet. We need to meet. And if you're open to it, I think that you'll be impressed with the information I share with you. That's my tagline that I put on a lot of things. I think you'll be impressed with what I have to show you. I think you'll be impressed with what I have to show you. Man, put that in your lexicon. Add that to your look, we need to meet. I think you will be impressed with what I have to show you. Add that to it. I guarantee you that it will be helpful. But if you want to pull your belt off, all that, that's cool too. All right, I'm joking. All right. Do you have a website I can look at? I hear you, man, that sounds good. You got a website on it? No. Not giving you no daggone website. I am the website. I am the website. But no, you're going to get asked that. Do you have a website that I can look at? And do you have any literature or information you can give me? This, that, and the third. So great. Yep, I do have all of that. But when people normally say that stuff to me, they're not really interested in meeting. I'm not really here to sell you anything. And if I was going to send you to a website or give you some literature, that would be me trying to sell you something. I'm not trying to do that. What I'm trying to do is educate you. And there's no website and there's no brochure that's going to empower you and educate you like I can. Now, I understand that you're a busy person, because most of the times, guys, so I'm gonna step back real quick. Most of the times people ask for that stuff because they feel that if they meet with you, you're gonna waste their time. So they're trying to smoke screen you into, give me a website, give me a brochure. If I'm interested, I'll call you, blah, blah, blah. Nobody ever calls you guys. They won't. So don't fall for the banana in that tailpipe, all right? So I say, look, there's nothing that a brochure or a website can give you and empower you that I can't do. We have those things. I don't have a problem giving to you, but let's just keep it all the way 100. When people ask me that, it's only because they don't want to meet with me because they think that I might waste their time. I might try to sell them something and all that. Is that kind of what you're feeling? And they'll say, well, a little bit, yeah, because I just want to be able to do it on my own time. I get it, right? But man, all we have is right now. When it comes to life insurance, all we have is this moment right now. And I'm telling you, if I can show you something within 30 minutes that can be impactful to your family's financial future for years to come, do you think that 30-minute investment of time could be worth it? And if they say no, here's what it is. But you shoot your shot, and you might be able to overcome that objection, because really it's a question of they think you're going to waste their time. So they're trying to say in a nice way, give me a brochure, shoot me a website, and I'll take a look at it, which they won't, and have a nice life. Well, if it's up to you, see if you might be able to overcome that whole "you might waste my time" objection, because that's really what that's about. Does everybody got that? All right. And you just put it out there. Hey, listen, most of the time when people tell me that they want a website or a brochure, it's only because they think that, you know, what I'm going to talk to them about, it might be a waste of their time, or they might try, or I might be trying to sell them something that they don't want or need. Is that kind of how you're feeling? Let's just keep it real. And then you talk to them from there. And that's what you do. All right. But those are the common objections that you're going to get. You might get some other things, but it ain't going to be too much beyond that. Everything is going to be a version of this. It's going to be a version that I'm not interested. I have life insurance through my job. I already have life insurance outside of my job. I think somebody else has a policy on me. Do you have a website or a brochure that you can give me that I can look over, and then I'll reach out to you if I'm interested? That's what it is. Overcoming those objections, or knowing how to overcome those objections and what to say, you'll arm yourself and be equipped to do whatever. All right. And that's it. That's it. So that's face-to-face prospecting. Who's gonna go out face-to-face? Who's gonna go out tomorrow? Right? There's some people like, yep, I'm out here. I'm out here with it. Yep, I'm about to get it popping because I'm ready to make some moves, right? Remember, if you're gonna go out, prospect up, don't prospect down, and also have a goal in mind of the number of contacts you're gonna get. And you gotta stay beholden to that goal. If you're gonna say, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get 5 names, then you go hard in the paint till you get them 5 contacts, or you set them 5 appointments, whatever the case may be. All right, that's what you do. All right. All right, so let's get to a couple of quick announcements, and then we'll wrap up here in the next 2 minutes. So remember, we have the AALC coming up. AALC, it is April the 22nd through the 24th in Orlando, Florida. Man, the AALC is a month away, coming quick, fast, and in a hurry. It is going to be an awesome and amazing time. For those who don't know, the AALC is the African American Leadership Conference in Orlando. It's a council of people that make up the AALC, earners that make over $200,000 a year in their Primerica business. And so this is the Super Bowl conference of all conferences in Primerica for people who look like us. You want to be there. Even if you just step through the door, I just joined Primerica, I'm telling you, you want to be there. And so there will be an AALC conference meeting next Wednesday that the awesome and amazing Rahima Bracey will be hosting. It is going to be Wednesday, March the 30th at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Just a planning session for all agents. But if you are planning to attend the AALC, make sure you're on this meeting. If you are a person that's saying, what y'all talking about? What's this AALC thing? Come to the meeting. Just check it out, man. Even if you ain't planning on going, but you're interested, come check it out. It's all good. This is the Zoom information here. We'll put it out on the group me. Your field trainer will put it out to you. AALC 2020 conference meeting, information session, planning session meeting next Wednesday, March the 30th, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then in June, early July is the 2022 Primerica International Convention. That is happening in Atlanta, Georgia, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We're taking that whole thing over in the Georgia World Congress Center beside it. It's going to be spectacular. If you want to register, if you plan on going, this is how you register for the convention. Remember, you can't get any extra points more contest without registering. So when you log on to Primerica Online, this is the home page. You click this little thing right here that says ATL 22, register now. This is for the convention. And then it'll take you to a page that looks like this. You scroll down, it'll be a whole link of how to register for the Primerica convention. Big shout out to everybody that is already registered. And family, that is it. That's all we got. And hopefully you guys got something out of tonight's training. Did y'all get something out of tonight's training? Give me a thumbs up if you did. All right, don't fool me. It's all good. Fantastic.